welcome to Lockdown Workshop. What's he doing on here? Ooh, right. No, it's just a bit of a forward to the video, just to apologise. I've cocked up. I had probably about 10 minutes worth of footage of stripping the wheel down and discovering that I didn't have the right tools to do it. And then some other bits and bobs, probably a load of nattering, a load of waffle as normal. In this video as well, I'm having a lot of trouble with the camera. I don't know whether it's the heat or what, but it seems to be really struggling. You press record and the red light comes on, but it doesn't actually record, and then the red light goes off about 2 seconds later. 2 seconds is actually quite a long time, believe it or not. It's the length of time it says only a fool breaks the 2 second rule, which is actually quite a long time. So I didn't realise it wasn't recording on at least 3 or 4 occasions. One of the biggest ones, we lost about 15 minutes worth of truing footage, which is really annoying because I got that wheel really straight. And it was quite a difficult wheel to true because it got uneven spokes on one side to the other. I probably do mention that. I don't know if that bit got lost. But anyway, the wheel was really straight, probably straighter than it would have been when it came out the factory. But I just thought I'd stick something on the beginning just to apologise for the fact that I screwed up again. Anyway, enjoy the video. And if you've got any ideas for the website name, just bloopity-bloop them down below. Bye. Boom, we're on. Welcome, Lockdown Workshop. Right. We are carrying on with, I think we are anyway, I've kind of lost track. I've done that many videos in the last few days. I've gone months without regular videos, the odd one here and there, because I've been banking them, and then all of a sudden this last week I must have done about 6 or 7 videos, which you'll see over the course of the next few weeks. Some fairly interesting ones too. A lot of last minute bike fixes and people going all day or wanting the bikes doing before they go in for surgery. Get well soon, die. Right then, so what we got? This is one of the athletes at the club. He got this set of wheels on a Propal that he bought. They are hybrid composite, I'll call them, aluminium carbon aero wheels. They are Shimano. They are RS81s, which I believe puts them in the Dura Ace equivalent, without them saying Dura Ace on them. They've got the better hub, even though it's loose balls. It's a very nice, probably the best action ball raced hub I've ever felt. They do still claim that their ball raced offering, the reason they've not switched to sealed races is because they reckon they're better. The action on this is lovely, and that, you know, I'm not a fan of balls simply because when they go wrong, you're generally repairing the whole lot. Let's see if we can do something about this, because I noticed this the other day. It's kind of canted over, but it's where the wheel sits. There's not a lot I can do about it, I don't think. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Right then. So, athlete says he got these and they're out of line and they need. They are, but they're not the worst wheel I've ever seen. I think most people would ride them. It's not got a definite kink. I don't know what's caused that. I suspect it's had a bit of a knock, or a spoke's lost tension, but that looks like that's across a few spokes, which I'm inclined to think that's pothole damage. We will just stick the just got to try and get it so it's yeah, the problem is it's slightly You've got to get it exactly right, or you don't get the right measurement. I don't think it really matters that much. Oh yeah, we're quite a few millimetres. I'd say we're about 1.5 to 2 mil out on that. That's swinging around like a good one. Let's see if I can actually so we can actually set it to 0. I've got the micrometer on it. I'll bring you round in a minute. Yeah, 1 and a bit. And we are still slightly off. Alright, so it's not touching there. Right, so we are bang on 0. Right, it's about 1.25 mil. There's still areas where it's not touching. Right, we're just grazing now. So we are getting some gratage all the way around. Right, 1.3 millimetres. Right, sat you down there. Quick check again, 1.3 mil. I don't know if I recorded that last bit. We haven't started anything anyway. Right, I need a spoke key, which is one of these. This is a new tool I've had to buy because these are internal square heads, which I've never come across before, but I've never done a Shimano wheel. I did know about them, but I've been after one of them for a while, so I can do, when I'm building wheels up, I can do them there rather than on there. It's just better. But this comes with a whole load of goodies in the thing. So it's a bit of a mixed bag on the internet if you ask what size that is. Some people are saying it's 3.2, some people are saying it's 3.5. This has got the 3.5 end in. I've ordered the 3.2 end as well. So that's 3.5 square size, which is the one we're going to use. It does feel like there's a little bit of play, so it could be the 3.2, but we'll see how we go. The tool comes with a 5.5, a 4.8, 5.5. There's a little arrow that tells you which way's on. 4.8. Oops, wrong way up. 4.8 and 6. That's never 6. 6.0 it says. That's never 6. I suppose it could be. Just looks weird. Anyway, we don't need them, we need that one. So one thing I will say, when you're putting the bits in, you've got to put them in pairs, otherwise they get stuck against each other and then you can't put the back on, which is not very helpful. So there you go, back just clips on. Nutty little tool, I think it's only about 15 quid. Park tool's about 40-50 quid for the same one. I don't think you get as many bits with it. So we will do this on the normal ones down there and move that out of the way, and then we'll come back and finish it off with that. I will take my time with this one because it's a dual race and it's a bit fancy pants. So let's see if we can get it up there, because it generally works a bit better. Oops. Oh, I don't know what's happened to that. Yeah, the dogs are in. It's about 30 something degrees outside, so the dogs have decided they want to be in here today for some reason. No idea why. Right, I could also do with a small adjustable spanner that I use for this that's in the house, but I don't really want to go out and get it because the dogs are going to follow me, and that's going to be a great pain up the backside because then I've got to try and get them back in again. But I don't really want to use a pair of pliers, so I think we're just going to have to go and get that. Alright, back. Little mini adjustable spanner, right? Crucial for this, not for doing spokes, because the nipples are in there. Actually, for grabbing hold of the blade, because these are bladed aero spokes, so you can actually hold on to these, because if they're bound up in there, when you turn this, all that happens is you twist the shaft. So what you do is, if you are worried about that and you've got a round spoke, you put a piece of tape on round your spoke and then fasten it like that, and then if the spoke starts to bend, you see the telltale move, right? So we don't have that problem because we've got this, but I'm still going to use these because I'm going to mark the spokes that I want to move. So we're just going to move that in now. Move that one out of the way. Move that one in. Right, so we're catching on it. Starts about there. So we're going to stick a post-it note on there to mark that it starts there. And it lets go about there. So that's quite a big area we've got to cover off there. I think it's actually 2 blits because it does seem to get a little bit worse and a little bit better. Now what you've got to do, and I know we've been through this loads of times, is you've got to imagine the spokes that are on this side pulling the rim this way, the spokes on that side are pulling the rim that way. Now I can already see this spoke here is actually twisted, right? Which is weird, because if that was a problem, I would have expected that to. In fact, that's bent almost. Right, I think we need to do some work on this. Right, so we're going to have to watch out for that. That spoke is actually bent, so it's twisted one way down there and twisted another way out there. So it looks like a few of these spokes, somebody might have had a go at tightening, doing them before, and not done the paper trick or the thing and not realised they were twisting the spokes. So I'm just going to go through and check all these. That one's slightly out and it's bent as well. Yeah, that's another one. Now you've got to be careful with these, because these are just these aren't like hooks at the other end. They are just sat in a channel there with a ball on the end of it, like a ball piece. So if you don't watch them, they will get twisted there as well. So you have got to be really careful with these. They're like double butted spokes as well. There, see, that one's bent. So if we hold on to it at this end when we're adjusting it, it shouldn't affect the other end. But I'm just doing them by eye now. So I think we'll just check this side now. So get to your reference point, which is your valve, and then work round. So that one's okay. That one's okay. That's slightly out. So we'll get them all lined up, and then we'll just check the check it again. Like I said, that one that was really badly bent, that would have actually pulled it that way. Oops, I think we've got a little one waiting to come in. You want to come back in? Come on then. It's just followed me in house, even though it's about 40 degrees in house. And we've got the aircon in here, and it's a nice steady 20. Somebody's probably going to go on here and say, no, they should be slightly at an angle. No, they shouldn't. You don't want any airplane in effect. You want them just to cut through the air. See, that one's bent the other way. So I think somebody might have had a go at doing this in the past. Because that's a lot of these, but they've just settled that way. Very nice spokes. A nice sound to them. Right, so that's still in the same place. All the way round, all the way round, all the way round. Probably maybe a little bit further, it's there. Right, so we've got to pull it that way. So we're going to start moving the spokes across. So yeah, see these sound. That one sounds good. So I suspect that one definitely. That one sounds okay. So remember I said it felt like it had got two. So I think that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting at the moment, trying to pull it across, and it's these two that have slackened off. So we'll just knock these up first. So pay attention to your spoke tensions. I do it by ear, you can by a tool. Alright, so I need my crosshead one, and they're recessed in the holes. Oh, you. Oh, can't believe it's done that. First flipping one. Where's my tool extraction? Need to get it round here actually. Try again. Yeah, it appears the magnet, these are titanium or something, and the magnet in the bottom of it isn't very good. So as soon as I put it in, it just fell off. So I've changed it now. So this one we're okay with. One of these was really, yeah, that one. So we'll just give that a quick buzz up. Yeah, you can feel that's very loose, that one. So make sure we take the pressure back off it again. Get that out. That's better now. I think we might just take a little nick off this one. That one's good. Yeah, you can hear that one's really loose. So again, they're quite wide spaced. If you look, these have got a fold over pattern on, so there's almost 2 spokes on this side to every one on this side. So I did say it could be just as simple as stretched spokes. And I think that's all it is. I think the wheels had a bit of a knock and it's just stretched the spokes on that side. Right, a little bit more still. Same with this one. Just take a bit off that one, not much, because that one had decent tension, if you remember. Just keep an eye on that, make sure that's not disappearing. No. That one, this one was one of the twangy ones. I still feel that's I'm not putting much on that at all. Right. Right, it's actually moved round a bit now. Right, so a little bit more on this one. I think that one's probably all right. A lot of corrosion in these rims. Right, that's a weird one. We're going to have to take a little bit off. No, I think it's mainly this one. Right, apologies for that. We'll have another go again because I've just lost it again. Camera overheated about 4 minutes into the video, so I'd been at it about 15-20 minutes just working around the spokes opposite side. There were some dead spokes on this side that were fairly loose. They got a really dull tone to them. We've pulled those in, we've straightened up a few spokes that were twisted and bent. I've got it so it's 0.05 of a millimetre run out either side of true. There is a little bit of surface damage. I think it's been potholed a few times, and a couple of rough bits where I think it's obviously been the bike rack or something. But so it's going a little bit further. But the general true sway, it's you can't see it with the eye how much it's moving. Very little up and down. Spokes are all about the same tension. Just got the tyre back on it, and all we're doing now is we're going to put some pressure into it and let's see if it's still true after we've done that, because potentially it might. Alright, get my trusty Park Tools pump out. Yeah, somebody's got more money than bloody sense. Actually, I got a deal on it, so, and it is a genuine one. They were just selling them off. stick about 80 in it. Oh God, maybe 90. I think I've heard it pop up, so we'll just stick that in the... Let's try again. God, I'm having a nightmare with this camera tonight. I'm pressing the button and it's going, then it's stopping immediately. I have no idea what's up with it. Canon EOS 700D, and we're rapidly falling out with you. Anyway, right, so we've got the pressure in here now, we've spun it. That is really, really accurate, so I'm going to have to repeat everything I've said already. We shoved that in there and we're less than a paper thickness, so 0.05 either side, but I'd say it's even less than that now. It's got the tyre on, it's like it's just not touching. It's running so even. No, I'm really pleased with that. Front wheel was exactly the same as well, so that's good. Nice wheels, these. The carbon composite, so it's got an aluminium running surface there with a carbon piece that's laid over the top of it. I'm not entirely sure how they do that, how they manufacture that. They must have to bend it and clip it in somehow and then bond it on, because it's not loose, it's solid on the frame. The Planet X one's actually quite loose, you can move it around, but no, that's pretty good. I mean, it might not even be that. It definitely looks, it's aluminium on the inside. It's an extruded aluminium hoop with the carbon over the top of it. Oh, they're really nice wheels. But anyway, that's that done. We got the tyre on, it's up to pressure. We send these back. So hope that was useful. And you're enjoying the spanner in. A nice bike video in amongst all the lawnmowers. Yeah, and if you've got any comments and stuff, chuck it in the thing at the bottom. I know internet's not usually backwards in moaning about stuff, but you know, it'd be nice if people put some positive stuff down there as well. I've had the KitchenAid blender has had loads of positive feedback. It's my most successful video after Wayne cleans my bike. That's the missus stood in front of the camera again, so I'm just gonna put her on because I think she's doing it on purpose now. Right then, so where were we? Yeah, right, so one other thing before we go. Like and subscribe, doesn't cost you a penny to do it. The channel's not massively successful. I think we've just hit 250 subscribers, so thank you very much for everybody who's subscribed. Please stay. You know, these aren't instructional videos, these aren't best practice videos, these aren't, they kind of are how-to videos, but they're not, because I'm not staging anything. I show you how to do stuff from a perspective of you've just taken it off your bike, you want to do a job, and then there's about 50 things that have gone wrong that you've also found, or you haven't quite got the right tool, or things aren't going right, or something like the flipping end of that getting stuck in there. That's the kind of stuff they don't show you on those instructional videos, you know. What I do is more like the Musty One videos. You know, if I do something stupid, 9 times out of 10 I'll show you it. Apart from the lawnmower one that I probably did about far too many stupid things, so I did cut some of them out yesterday because they were stupid. It was just hot and I wasn't concentrating. But I would like to rename the channel. So Lockdown Workshop, lockdown, you know, lockdown was, you know, it's 5 years ago now, I'm over it really. Do I want to link it to Triathlete, the coaching practice? I kind of thought about this, and I don't think I do, to be honest. I get a majority of the stuff we do on the channel is athletes that I either coach or through group sessions, or the members of the club, or they are tri-fitters. They are on a coaching program with me. Do I want to? I don't charge for any of that as well. If anybody's watching this thinking I'm making a fortune, I don't charge for my coaching. The coaching that they're getting, if you were getting it from some of the coaches around here, you'd be paying anything from £75 a month to £150 a month for what they get. It is a full managed plan that they get with sessions that daily sessions that go into their Garmin's or links to videos and things for them to train alongside. So these, you know, it really is the platinum service for the GB athletes, the international athletes that I coach. They get field analysis and stuff like that when they're going out to race. You know, you know, it's just what I would expect a coach to do. If somebody was coaching me, that's what I would want. You know, would I be prepared to pay for it? Probably not, which is why I coach. So I coach myself. That's the in-joke. I am my own coach. So when coach is shouting at me, I'm shouting at myself in my own head. Anyway, we've kind of digressed slightly. Not much dissimilar to the mechanic that's in my head half the time screaming at me when I'm doing stupid stuff. But we want to name it something different. So I don't want to call it anything Tri-Fit. Mend It Mark, Mark Mends It is probably, you know, that's been used by somebody already, which is a shame because I would have done Mend It Mark. Or Mark Mends Machines, MMM. I like the idea of M&M, Mark Mends It or Mend It Mark. I think Mark Mends It's okay. Mend It Mark's definitely a bloke out there, and he's got quite a decent following, so I don't think he'll... There is one other lockdown workshop, but I was there first, and my videos are better. Michael, who's Voodoo, I fix regularly. It's probably the most fixed bike on the channel, after Diane's. He generally refers to it as Toller's Tinkering Services, so TTS. Yeah, you know, we could go with that. Or Toller's Technical Services, we could go with that. That would be all right. I'd live with that. But if anybody's got any ideas, you know, Mark, Toller, you know, whatever, idiot. But these are just stupid videos, really. They're supposed to be a bit of a laugh. I'm not. I haven't quite got the patter right that I do. If you've seen the Tri-Fit videos, I've always said that the coaching sessions I end up doing, it's 90% stand-up comedy. But that's because it's the interchange with the athletes. I haven't got somebody in here. Maybe if I had somebody doing the filming for me, like the bearded mechanic, when he's got Dan, his mate, videoing him. Maybe if I had somebody videoing for me, I'd have that interchange. You know, rather than me just talking to myself and disappearing up my own jacksie. Which I would love to do that. I keep trying to persuade one of the kids to come and do the videoing for me and manage the camera, because I think the quality of the videos would increase significantly, because half of it is I can't be asked to do the videography and the scening while I'm doing it. I try to very much cut and shoot at the same time. I don't have time to do the editing. You know, one of the lawnmower ones, they edited it today, and I probably put more in on that than I've done on anything, and it took me about an hour and a half. I haven't got time to do that. I work full time, I'm coaching, I'm working American hours some days. I've got all this to do. I group coach, I individual coach, I virtually Thursday evenings written off for doing training peaks for the one-to-one coaching I'm doing. And then it's preparing session plans. In the winter, you've got the swim sessions and the turbo sessions. So I just haven't got time for all that. So if I had a cameraman who's good with the video editing, that would massively improve the channel. I probably would get more subscribers, but I do appreciate the ones I've got. So, you know, spread the word, and thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy it for what it is. You know, it's just a bit of light-hearted spannering from some daft bloke in Yorkshire. You know, for all I know, you only tune in because of my beautiful dulcet Yorkshire tones. I'll let you into a little secret as well. I'm not from Yorkshire. I've just lived here a very long time. And I've got a massive, great big polar bear for a dog. Oi, you're on telly now, so behave yourself. Calm down. He's halfway through an haircut. And that's the noisy Spanish water dog. Say hello, bear. He's a Hungarian Commodore. He's huge. Anyway, right, with that, we've waffled enough. It's padded out the video a bit, if nothing else. Like and subscribe. Catch you later. Jump.